The drama surrounding Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis isn't just about boxing, it's about ego, legacy, and two worlds colliding under the same spotlight. For years, Jake Paul has been a magnet for controversy, a YouTuber who transformed himself into a self-proclaimed prizefighter and dared to challenge the sport's traditional boundaries. But now, as he invades the orbit of Gervonta Davis, a man who has carved his name into boxing's history through raw power and unrelenting precision, those boundaries are being tested like never before. This isn't just another fight announcement. It's a cultural clash that blurs the line between spectacle and sport, between influencer entertainment and authentic combat. At Tank's training camp, the atmosphere is dense with tension. Every punch thrown echoes like a warning shot. The champions team watches closely as Davis sharpens his tools, tightening his combinations, refining the explosiveness that has left opponents unconscious before they even realized they were hit. His coaches shout commands, "Relax! Let it flow!" Their voices blending with the rhythmic sounds of gloves smacking leather. They know what's at stake. Facing Jake Paul isn't just about victory, it's about pride. Because in the eyes of purists, a loss to a social media star would be unthinkable. And Tank Davis, undefeated and fiercely competitive, doesn't intend to become a headline for anyone's YouTube highlight reel. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's confidence is as loud as ever. Cameras catch him grinning, shadowboxing, and promising to reveal a version of himself the world has yet to see. "This camp's different," he insists, his words cutting through the static of skepticism that has followed him since his debut. "I'm coming to win. People are going to see the skills I've been working on." His self-belief, bordering on defiance, fuels both his followers and his critics. In Jake's world, doubt is currency, and he spends it to keep the spotlight burning brighter. But deep down, everyone knows, this is no longer about proving he can fight. It's about proving he can survive. Observers close to Tank describe his mindset as surgical. He's not training for an exhibition. He's preparing for an execution. Each session pushes his endurance further. Each sparring round is a reminder that this fight, no matter how it's marketed, touches his legacy. Boxing analyst Paulie Malignaggi captured it best when he said, "Jake's team controls the matchups to maximize advantage, but this time, he's stepping into real danger." Tank is no retired legend easing into a paycheck. He's an apex predator at the peak of his prime, a man who fights not just to win but to dominate. For him, this is personal, a mission to silence any whispers that entertainment boxing can stand shoulder to shoulder with the real thing. Yet, amid all the analysis and speculation, there's an uncomfortable truth. Jake Paul has beaten the odds before. Every time critics predicted his downfall, he found a way to walk out victorious. Whether through brute force, strategic matchmaking, or sheer willpower, Jake has built a career out of defying expectations. Still, Tank Davis isn't an MMA convert or a faded veteran. He's a fighter who thrives in chaos, who can find angles in a split second and deliver devastation with a single left hand. Those close to Jake's camp know it too. One former sparring partner even warned, "He's never felt power like Tank's. One clean punch could change everything." That warning wasn't hyperbole. Tank's strength isn't just about impact, it's about timing, precision, and the kind of controlled aggression that turns confident men into cautious survivors. Jake may walk into the ring believing his size gives him an edge. But physical dimensions mean little when you're standing across from a man who's spent his life dismantling opponents bigger, stronger, and meaner than you. Still, the allure of the event is undeniable. Teofimo Lopez, one of boxing's sharpest young stars, described it as more entertainment than sport, a spectacle designed to draw eyes rather than shape rankings. He's not wrong. The weight disparity, the celebrity factor, and the crossover appeal make it less of a championship bout and more of a cultural moment, a reflection of how boxing has evolved in the age of viral fame. Some fans may roll their eyes, but others see it as the future, because like it or not, people are watching. Inside the gyms, Tank's coaches talk quietly about his mindset. They know the pressure he carries, both personal and professional. Former champion Tim Bradley put it into words, "Fighters are human. They carry exhaustion, criticism, and emotional scars. But Tank channels all of that into his training. Those scars, rooted in a turbulent upbringing and relentless media scrutiny, have become fuel for his fire. To truly understand Gervonta Davis, Bradley says, you have to understand his past. Parents who battled addiction, nights spent in uncertainty, and a bond with his longtime trainer Calvin Ford that shaped him into the fighter he is today. Tank's drive doesn't come from fame, it comes from survival. And in that ring, survival becomes art. Outside the gyms, the spectacle machine keeps spinning. Trailers drop, interviews flood social feeds, and Netflix, the giant behind the documentary build-up, pushes cinematic promos that make the fight look like an event written for the big screen. The visuals are crisp, the music epic, and every frame designed to hook casual fans who may not know the difference between a jab and a hook. Analysts admit the promo looks better than the fight might be, but that's the business of modern boxing. Perception sells before performance delivers. Still, there's tension beneath the glitter. Reports indicate ticket sales aren't as strong as expected. Despite the online buzz, some fans hesitate to pay premium prices for a fight they see as more show than substance. But the promoters know the game. The real money isn't in the seats, it's in the streams. Global pay-per-view buys and digital hype are the new currency of boxing success. And in that arena, Jake Paul is already a master. Face-off day arrives, and the visual contrast is almost cinematic. Jake Paul stands tall, broad-shouldered, towering over Tank Davis. The cameras flash. The crowd murmurs. To the casual eye, it looks absurd, like a heavyweight facing a lightweight. But anyone who's followed boxing long enough knows that size means nothing when skill is measured in milliseconds. Tank's stillness is unnerving. He doesn't blink, doesn't flinch. His stare is cold, deliberate, the look of a man who's seen hype before and knows how to dismantle it. Commentators can't resist weighing in. Some call it dangerous. Others call it ridiculous. But everyone agrees it's impossible to look away. Carl Froch, a former world champion, voiced the concern of many purists. Jake's got power, but this isn't professional boxing at the highest level. When you put someone like him in with a fighter like Tank, you're playing with risk. Froch's words echo a broader fear, that in the pursuit of clicks and cash, the sport might be sacrificing its essence. But for now, that worry takes a backseat to anticipation. Within Tank's camp, young prodigy Hermel Moten offers a blunt prediction. Tank's going to dominate, he says with quiet certainty. He spars bigger guys all the time. Size won't matter. To Moten, this fight isn't a test. It's a statement. A reminder that no influencer, no matter how well-trained or famous, can outthink a fighter who spent his life mastering the craft. Moten even laughs when asked about Jake's speed and strength. He's a small target, he says. Tank's going to see everything coming. For all the talk, the noise, and the opinions, there's one truth that unites them all. This fight represents what boxing has become. It's a collision of entertainment and tradition, of algorithms and athleticism. Bruce Carrington, another rising voice in the sport, summed it up best. This is sports entertainment. It's what brings money to the game and introduces boxing to new fans. He's right. In an era where attention is the most valuable commodity, Jake Paul's presence has revived interest in a sport many declared dying. Whether it's seen as a circus or a revolution, the outcome of this fight will shape the narrative around both men. For Jake Paul, it's a chance to validate years of self-promotion with a victory that no one can deny. For Gervonta Davis, it's an opportunity to remind the world that boxing still belongs to boxers. That discipline, experience, and skill will always rise above fame. As the countdown continues, cameras capture Jake walking into the gym under glaring lights, headphones on, sweat dripping down his arms as he throws crisp combinations. Across town, Tank moves with deadly calm, a quiet storm in motion. Both men understand the stakes, even if they won't admit it. One fights for respect, the other for relevance. But when that bell rings, only one will walk out with both. So as the lights dim and the noise fades, the question becomes clear. Is this the dawn of a new era where spectacle defines greatness, or the moment boxing reclaims its soul? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell us who you believe walks out victorious. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in this sport, the drama doesn't end when the final bell rings. It only evolves.